Toker, it's episode 49 or 50.
I
I
don't
think it's,
know.
I want to say
You
it's, we
missed
missed, yeah.
you missed one. You almost made it the full year, didn't you?
Well, I mean, yeah, people died, so I had to.
I'm sorry, that's not something I should laugh at because you were serious. It was just a dry tone at which you said it. Yeah.
No,
Podcast came second. People died.
no, I said it's not just like, but like my work decided to open up on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, like an entire week. So I
Mhm.
missed my usual days off to actually do shit,
You worked all those days?
except Wednesday.
Oh, one day
But then I
off,
was,
huh?
yeah. So that's why that week kind of sucked.
Your salary?
No,
Oh, well, that's not as bad as it could have been then.
No, I mean I'm still getting paid, but it's like cool. I can't really find time to do my other shit because everybody's doing other shit.
Yeah,
But
but
that's
if
not
you were
important.
salary, you would have worked all those extra hours for nothing.
Toker, there's some like salt in that comment. Something happened to you, or
No,
just
I
something you're used to?
my last job, which I enjoyed, I was salary, and normally in a kitchen experience, a salary job at the kitchen means we're gonna work the shit out of you.
Oh
But
yeah,
now that I don't work there anymore, I can confidently say I normally work like 32 hours a week, and I was a kitchen manager, so I really took advantage of that. I mean, I got my shit done. We hit our fucking cost 10 out of 12 months every year for as long as I was there. So,
what'd you fuck up those 2 months? Was it when those guys fucked up 2 boxes of duck,
that was
or
one
was it?
time. I left a whole case of steak out once. So,
That's what fucked up that week.
yeah, I was like, hey, that's $250, $300 that we have to throw in the dump. I'll say this though, I left it out on a Tuesday and I found it uh Thursday, which means Tuesday night, all day Wednesday, and Tuesday before I got there, a case of meat sat there. Nobody else did anything to it, so I didn't feel quite as bad.
No one's like, huh, this meat's out. Better put it away.
A big old bloody box of meat that's been on the counter all night. Maybe we should do. Nah, just leave it.
The same thing happened to us at my job not too long ago. Well, my old job now. We
Mm,
had a 22 quart, like the Lexan of mac and cheese sauce, and they
hmm
put it in an ice bath, and then they just forgot about it, and everybody left it there,
Oh,
including
overnight.
me. Yeah, cheese is expensive.
Yeah, no shit.
It's probably not as bad as the box of meat, but it's
It
like
depends.
it
Right there
was
after COVID, shredded mozzarella was like gold prices.
fucking really.
Well, I say after COVID, after that lockdown and quarantine, shredded mozzarella was really expensive and really hard to get a hold of.
I like to imagine there's just one guy with his house filled to the brim with shredded mozzarella to
Hmm
raise up the price. He's a scalper. It's his fault.
Yeah.
Don't
One
buy
of
from
these
scalpers.
days, all this mozzarella is going to pay dividends, son.
It's gonna be worth millions.
It might have been. I don't fucking food prices, man. This past couple of years have been really weird.
Speaking of food, I have an idea I want to run by you because
Okay.
you like deer meat and I like deer meat,
Sure.
and you like bacon and I like bacon.
hmm
Have you ever messed with meat glue before?
Um, Not personally, unless you're talking about slurries.
No, it's that
Uh,
powdery shit you can buy in a bag and it like melds proteins together somehow. I'm not
yeah,
exactly
yeah.
sure. It's magic for all
I
I
know
care.
Tyler's fucked around with it. Next time you talk to him, he might have more information. But yeah, I never
Oh,
fucked with meat glue.
but I want to take a pork belly and a deer
Mhm.
belly and meat glue it together, cure it, smoke it, and make bacon out of it.
Look, you ever seen deer belly?
It's not very fatty, but that's
No,
what the pig's belly is for.
it's not a lot of anything. And I think it would. I think that would fuck your pork belly up more than help it.
We'll never know until we find out. I just
Well,
like
you can
venison, and I
try.
want to.
You, you can try.
I don't know. This
Um,
is shit thinking
it
about.
might be better to take like that tenderloin, that back strap, and cut it in a way to where you can fillet it out really wide,
Like
and
cheat it.
then yes, sheet it to that, and then glue it to your pork belly. Then you got your venison pork belly combination with a better cut.
I want to make a monster. Is what I'm trying to. I want to Frankenstein something together Because back in my culinary school days, don't go to culinary school. It's a waste of fucking money.
Yes, it is.
But I took butchery and charcuterie, and our final project, we was just like make something. We were like making all this shit throughout the 9 weeks or whatever the class was,
Mm-hmm.
like making pates. So I decided to take a rabbit, and I took its ribs because they're very like they're small. And I took the fillet of the rabbit and put it in the ribs, meat glued it, and then there's like this flat meat that hangs down, and I
Mm-hmm.
meat glued that together. And I had a little like how lamb chops are, but it was
Oh
rabbit.
yeah.
Then I
Mm.
made pastrami beef tongue fajitas. It was so good.
Yeah, there's a hipster somewhere that just nutted a little bit at the thought of that.
It was me.
Yeah, I seen it. We're face to face. I knew what that look was.
What
Arousal.
happened? What happened with Terrence today? Terrence was like, "Don't let that be a fucking warning."
So I'm buying groceries at Food Line, and this elderly gentleman in a mask just charges me with his buggy, and then I realize it's Terrence. And I went, "Hey man, there's too many crazy people in here for you to be crazy too." And he just ran away. He didn't say hey or what's up. He charged me with his buggy like a insane man. I mean, it was slow motion. His hair was blowing in the wind. His face mask was wavering with giddy laughter underneath. It was quite the scene.
Now, if I ever see him out in Food Lion, now I have to do that to him. I feel like
Please,
this is a game now.
yeah, do it.
But the other reason I wanted you on here because I wanted to talk about FromSoft games.
Yes, sir.
Have you looked at anything about Elden Ring?
I've tried to stay away from it until Tyler, who's been on here before, and just talked about a second ago. He's also a big Dark Souls fanatic. He platinumed Bloodborne, so that's his claim to fame. And I platinumed Dark Souls 2, which is my claim to fame. As far
More
as
impressive
FromSoft,
in my opinion.
I think that those chalice dungeons and getting the trophies to those things that could be a bit tedious. Um, but I've tried to stay away from the spoilers. But then I saw that it got pushed back, and I was gonna have to wait till February. So I watched. It's like a 13-minute long video of the open beta that just came out,
Mm-hmm.
and I normally sign up for those, but I've just been busy with other stuff, so I didn't. And it looks really good, except I don't like the way the horses look when it goes over the terrain.
What do
It's
you
got
mean?
it looks kind of Skyrim me. Like the horses don't look like they're actually walking on the. I know
Like
this
they're
is a
doing
real.
that
Yeah,
weird
like
tilt thing?
they look too fake. I mean, the graphics of the horse itself look good. It's just the walking animations compared to the ground animations don't look good to me. But outside of that, everything else looked very, very cool, Dark Soulsy, and it's supposed to be open world.
Yeah, I'm just worried about like the open world being bad, if that makes sense. Like open world games have gotten, I mean, they're fucking, excuse me. Ugh, that was gross.
Yeah.
Oh, open world games are like the new staple now. It's the hot shit. I just don't want to
Sure.
have to travel to an area, climb a tower, and then look out and get more of the map. I want to do something different. But I'm glad there's like
Yeah.
Roman bosses and shit now. So I'm hoping.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
don't know.
I was thinking about this earlier. You said you want to talk about Dark Souls. I've been playing Kingdom of Amalur, the reawakening. It was free on PlayStation this past month. It's a game that came out years ago on PlayStation 3. Um, the artwork's like by Todd McFarlane. The story was by the guy who R.L. Salvatore did like the background. It takes place in the Fae. It's it's open world to an extent. Like it's this huge map. The combat in it's been a lot of fun, but it got me thinking like Skyrim is like a staple RPG. It's a beautiful world that they've built, but the combat in that kind of sucks. And then you've
Yeah.
got Dark Souls where like the story is something you have to dig for, and the combat is super hard, but also very rewarding when you figure it out. Um, And then I feel like this game is that nice middle ground for me because the combat's fun. There's not a lot of bullshit, but it's kind of cartoony looking. So
What's
there's
it called
there's
again?
Kingdoms of Amalur. I might not mind him saying that last word right. I've put like 90
Re-Reckoning.
hours into it. Yeah, I put like 90 hours into it since I've been between jobs.
Oh, it looks like World of Warcraft.
Yeah, it's got kind of a cartoony look to it, but like the combat's fun and there's it's real easy to like respec your character. So as long as you've got the money. So I get to a certain level and I get tired of a certain fighting style, and then I go talk to a guy and completely respecs, and then I can build him different, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
I'll do
just
like
did.
the big hammer and throwing lightning bolts, and it's like, okay, well, let me see what daggers and backstabbing feels like. So I'll do that, and it's like, well, let me see what just straight magic feels like. You can change up, which I think is pretty cool. You don't have to keep starting from scratch to try the different play styles out.
Well, it's interesting you mentioned that because I just respec my character in Dark Souls 3 because I did a whip faith build. It fucking sucked. It was real bad.
Mm.
Like your damage output is nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I beat a boss by myself at the start of it. So now I'm just a magic
You got to
Moonlight
go.
Greatsword.
I think it's 3, or maybe it's 2 with the pyro whip build.
Oh,
The witches
Witch's
locks
Locks.
is that Dark Souls 2 or 3?
I think it's in both of them.
Oh,
Because I did a whip build in Dark Souls 2, which was fun because I could power stance and like do shit.
mm-hmm.
Which Dark Souls 2 is a weird game. I had Is that the one you played first, or is that or you played it
No,
second too?
I played Demon Souls first. I think Demon Souls was free on PlayStation 3 for one of their months. And I played it and I never beat it. I enjoyed it, but I got to a point where I really fucked up and didn't want to start all the way over.
Yeah, you told me it
Uh,
was you needed one miracle, but
yeah.
you accidentally attacked one of the NPCs and you couldn't get it anymore.
Yeah, so I did the Google search. It was like, yeah, you're fucked. You'll never get that spell now. And I was like, well, fuck this game. Ryan Brown always gave me shit because he was like, dude, you're so close to the end, just beat it. And I'm like, that wasn't beating the game, wasn't the point. It was that build. I wanted that build to be perfect, and I fucked up. But
Yeah, those
then,
games can hurt that way. If you're just trying to get a build, usually to finish it, it's like something at the very, very end that makes it worth it.
mhm.
So you're
Have you played
struggling all
Demon
the way.
Souls?
I played a little bit of it with my
Oh,
friend with the remaster, but I don't have anything to play it on.
mm,
It's not on PC, and I don't have a PlayStation to play it on.
mm. It's good. It's just
Well,
the Dark Souls is way better. I
Dark
might,
Souls One's probably my favorite.
yeah. I mean, it should be. It's a near masterpiece of a video game.
It just need to be.
It's not artificially hard. Like the Kingdoms of Amalur, I think the combat's fun, but there are like I played it on hard, and I feel like with that game because you can set it to hard or very hard or whatever.
Mhm.
What ends up happening is you end up hitting these monsters. They get these inflated health bars. They're not faster or stronger. You know, they're just you have to hit them more. So it feels like, ugh, you know.
And that's something I like about Dark Souls games because people's like, why doesn't it have an easy mode? Because you run into that problem then where the game's unbalanced, where you have
Mhm.
like, yeah, the monsters take a lot of hits, but maybe that's because you need to leave and come back. Maybe you're not supposed to be here, and you can't just change the bar slider and beat it.
Right.
But the cool thing about Dark Souls games, if you want to just sit there and beat your head against the wall, you will eventually beat the boss.
Yeah.
Who was the guy that it's some YouTube video where he's soul level 1 and he punches Madeira in the face and then taunts after every hit?
Oh,
It's like a
it's
2 hour long video, but he does it.
yeah. That's the one that got me mad because I was in the process of trying to kill that dude, and I was not naked and punching him. I had the fucking best great sword you could find in the game for my build, and the the Havel's not the Havel's armor, but one step below because I could still fast roll with that
Mhm.
build with that armor on, and plus I thought the cape looked dope because fashion souls is a thing.
It is. You got to
Um,
do it.
Yeah, I mean, and for a solid week, every day after work, I tried to beat that goddamn dragon, and every day I just died over and over and over and over again. I'd get really close to beating him and die, and then every match after that, it was just like worse. So I'd have to put it down. And then that video popped up with him just punching it in the face and doing a little emote and then rolling out the way, fucker. And I was like, well, if he can do it, I can do it. And I finally got it.
You got it on video, didn't you?
Yeah, I put it on my YouTube channel, my personal YouTube channel that has well, yeah, I don't know, 8 or 9 subscribers, big timing.
No, that's where I'm at right now is the mid-ear, the fucking dragon.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to kill it because it has one of the spells for my build, Old Moonlight.
Okay.
But guess what I can't use until I beat that dragon again? I don't have it in me, man.
No.
I think such a piece of shit. Fucking all the Ring City DLC is just like stupidly hard.
Yeah, but it's gorgeous.
Oh, it's really great, but you have those guys that when they yodel, they summon spirits that just fire a fuck ton of arrows at you.
I forgot about those. Yeah.
And they suck. Like getting up close to them is a pain in the dick. And unless you
the thing about Dark Souls I like though is that it's you've played Skyrim. You've played Skyrim?
Of course. Never beat it, but I've done all the side quests.
No, nobody's ever beaten it. There's always more to do. That's the issue. You never feel fully accomplished. Like, I've built 3 houses in this game, and I know all the dragon spells. It's like, yeah, but that bow that dude needed is still in that cave over there. Ugh.
Can you go rescue my dog, please?
Yeah.
I've killed God, you little shit.
Right.
But yes.
I don't know why I was bringing. Oh, it's because the I can't remember any combats in that game where I was just like, oh my god, that was a cool, close, like intense combat. It's just you just pause it and drink potions and stab it some more until it goes down. Like there's no,
which is fine.
Yeah, I mean
that's all right.
I like games like that because I don't have to think too hard.
But also, what's fun about Skyrim is also how easy it is to break it.
Yeah,
because all you have you make was it potions of enchantment, and then you make armor that makes you make better potions. Mm-hmm. And then eventually you're to the point where your enchanting gives you like plus 10 million damage to a single swing.
Yeah.
That's not how that game was meant to be played. Also, did you know that there's a stone that lets you resurrect the dead? Like anything around, doesn't matter the level. It's just like a stone near your Whiterun.
Uh-huh.
Well, there's also an item that lets you store an extra stone, like the stones, because you're only gonna have one at a time.
Mm-hmm.
And if you set the stone to that item for the crown and you stop and reload it, it lets you use that power again. And essentially, you can keep amassing an army of NPCs, so you don't have to do anything anymore.
And see, that's the balance I'm hoping that the new FromSoft game hits. Because when you talk about Dark Souls, you talk about these really intense combats, these really cool landscapes. And when you talk about Skyrim, you talk about these really cool landscapes. So they've got that in common. There's some shots of Skyrim that are like artwork. Same thing with like Dark Souls games. They're just beautiful looking games. But where you've got your Dark Souls, your combat, Skyrim, you've got your storytelling, like is really down. Like not the main story. I mean, most of that's hodgepodge, end of the world, just regurgitated fantasy tropes for the most part. But it's those little open world things that happen that won't happen in other, platform games.
Oh yeah, like when I think there's a point in Skyrim you're walking around, you can just be attacked by the headless horseman, or he gives you a quest or something.
You see him, you have to follow him to his
that's what it was.
To his grave. And I played that game for almost 100 hours before I saw the headless horseman.
And some people get it like right away. It's just that's how random that shit is.
And I enjoy that I can still turn on Skyrim today and be like, I'm just going to go east until the game won't let me go east anymore and see what I come across. And you end up in these epic, like seeing 3 dragons all try to fight you at the same time, and you're high level. So you're summoning your dragon to fight those 3 dragons. And you're not paying attention and you've run into a hill giant camp and now they're trying to kill you.
Trying to send you to space is what they're trying to
Yeah,
fucking do.
and that's all fun, but nothing as rewarding as beating Madeir after a week of trying. So I want that new game, Elden Ring, to I hope it finds that good middle ground.
I think there are random encounters and stuff like that, or stuff
Yeah.
that just kind of happens. But what kind of build you gonna do? Have you like thought about what you wanted to do yet? Do you have like a
No.
specific gameplay style?
Um, I normally go like I try to be like like a survivable character first.
A cleric?
Yeah, a cleric or
Because
a
you have a
paladin type.
problem.
Yeah, I've got a problem. I like being able to heal myself. That cuts out like now when I find a magic potion, it is also a health potion.
Yeah.
In those games, it's a nice like double down of, because fuck man, health is hard to come across in those. So it's nice to go, well, I've just turned this blue bar into more health when I need it. That's how I
Mhm.
think about it.
And you're also
Um,
chunking lightning, which is fun.
yeah. Um, so I either go like that route or I just like I want to be able to wear the biggest, coolest armor in the game and swing a giant sword. Like it's normally a mix between those two play
Yeah, there
styles.
ain't nothing wrong with that. Honestly, I think the strength builds are like probably the easiest way to play those games.
Mm-hmm.
It's like playing a barbarian in fucking Pathfinder. I run up and hit it.
Mm-hmm. But that's normally what I beat the game with, and then when you understand the game and the bosses and stuff, you see what kind of, like one of my favorite builds is I called him the I built him in Dark Souls 3 to be a PvP annoying red invasion guy. And he was that pyro whip build. I called him the Crimson King, and I went to where the prisons are all the time, and the map where the prisons
Mhm.
are.
Iritho, fucking that place sucks.
Yeah, it's great when you're invading. It's
Because
all
it
small
has
corridors, and I'm just throwing fireballs at people. They either fuck me up immediately, or I ruined their game session, and I had a
you,
blast doing that.
you just named every Dark Souls invasion ever.
Yeah, but that area specifically because it's huge and it's cramped. Like it's
Oh, I
just
remember. Okay, so I got two invasion stories. It was my first time playing Dark Souls 1. Well, actually my second time. My first time I got mad and said, I'm not touching this game again. And then my friend who showed me the game is like, let me help you through just a little bit so you can understand the game. It's not hard, there's like a learning curve. But anyway, I went with the magic build with the Moonlight Greatsword. That's just my favorite fucking thing in
that's a
all those
good one.
games.
It's a good one.
And I just gotten that sword. I didn't know how it worked. And a dude invaded me, and he was like a distance away. And I swung it and did that like energy wave shit and
Right.
one shot at him while he was like, hello. It's like, no.
No, if you invade, there's no waving. There's no honor. Don't wave. The fight is on. You're trying to ruin my progress. This isn't going to be an honor fight.
And that's somebody I got invaded in the Archdragon Spire. You know where those two staircases are? Where it kind
Yeah.
of like goes up and that thing summons either Havel or the other guy.
Yeah.
I went there. I went there and some dude invaded me. Well, he was being a prick. Like he would like hit and then run off. Well, I got all the time in the world. I'm gonna wait for you. And he's sitting there trying to shoot bows at me. And I'm just like walking back and forth, waiting for him to get close. I'm like, you're gonna waste all your shit before I come to me. And then I kill him. Not like 2 minutes again, the same dude invades my game. And I kill him. And I think I eventually got to the point where I just fucking turned the game off. I was like, I'm sick of just being invaded by the same guy every 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Because he's
I
obviously
wish
farming for some shit.
I wish the Blue Bros thing was easier to get into in one of those games. Where like if you wear the blue ring,
Mm-hmm.
you would randomly be summoned into somebody else's world who was being invaded to help them kill the invader.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
And those were fun, but man, as long as I wore that ring, it was like I think it only happened for me like 3 or 4 times, and I only had a blue guy show up about the same number of times as me playing the game.
So let me pitch this to you. I was thinking about in Dark Souls 3. I really enjoy like when there's a fuck ton of people fighting all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like battle royales.
Okay.
But I feel like if there was like a Dark Souls battle royale, it'd be fun. Everybody has the same health, mana, and stamina, and you can use anything you find, but it's just what you find. Oh, I found a catalyst in this spell, so now I can use it.
Right.
Or this dude finds the great sword and a big ass shield, so he can use that. I feel like it would just make it more fun and you like matching armor and shit.
Yeah. I mean, they
But I don't.
had the PvP stuff in 3 that was kind of fun, where you could go to the arena.
Mhm.
Um, but you don't want to go to that arena until you're like max level and you got the build you want for PvP, and you definitely come across the guy who has played this way too much.
Yeah, he's been fucking. He has a build that knows how to one shot you, and
Yeah. Oh, you're dead. I'm glad you waited in matchmaking for 10 minutes.
well, I hope you do get Elden Ring because I want to play it with you and Tyler, and I think Matt's getting it too.
Does that mean I have to get it on PC though?
I don't think so. What do you have?
I mean, I've got a PC, but it's not really designed. It's designed to edit cartoons, not play video games. But I got a PlayStation 4.
I don't know if PlayStation allows crossplay or not.
I don't know. Hell, I don't know if that game's coming out on PlayStation 4.
I think it is. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't, especially when you can't get a PlayStation 5 right now.
Right. And not just because they're expensive, because you literally just can't go buy them.
And fuck scalpers. It's just like, yeah, I'm gonna buy them all up and then charge double the price just so I can make more money. Fuck you,
We'll
dude.
be on PS4. Let's type in crossplay.
Yeah, because if not, then fuck Sony too. Because I haven't played Demon Souls or Bloodborne. Not Bloodborne. Yeah, Demon Souls. I haven't been able to play those. Because I can't get them or like I don't have anything to play them on. And I'm not gonna buy a console for 2 games. That's wasteful.
It's got cross-gen support, but I don't know if that means cross-console support.
I doubt it. Well, looks like I'm playing with Matt.
Yeah, I'll be playing with Tyler. Me and him played Dark Souls 3 co-op, and we made a horrible for other people combo. It was awesome.
Weren't you like a bow person?
I was a bow person. It's the only way to work with a bow in that game, unless you're stupidly hardcore about it. But he was a shield, one-handed mace dude that could heal, and I was an archer guy. And we'd get invaded, and I just kept peppering them with arrows while they were trying to kill Tyler. You could just there's no voice chat, but man, I could tell they were mad because I knew I would be.
It was like when you played old school Xbox and like you just get a message and it's just some 12-year-old telling you to go kill yourself.
Yeah.
Like you got a message from Blink. You son of a bitch, I hope you fucking get whatever.
Yeah, I was on shrooms one night when I was living by myself. And I decided to do shrooms by myself to see how they actually felt. Because I'd always done hallucinogenics with people. I thought, let me cut out other people telling me how I should feel or asking me how I'm doing. Let me just do these and see how I feel. And it was a good night, but at one point they started to kind of wear thin, and I was like, okay, I'm going to turn on. It was like Battlefield, or it wasn't Call of Duty. It had to be one at Battlefield, one of those games. My buddy Josh had gotten me into playing it with him, so we could bullshit, while we were playing video games. It was fun playing with him, but I never really played it without him. And I got on, and I'm terrible at those games. I don't care enough to be good at first person shooting, whatever. And some kid on my team was just livid that I was bad. He was so upset. He was sending me like, fuck you text to the network and this, that, and the other. And I'm still tripping a little. And I'm like, I'm going to make his night terrible. So I just followed his character around for like 3 or 4 of these matches, giving away the position by shooting in the air, throwing grenades where he's trying to sneak, just standing in front of him as he's shooting at people. And he goes, "You're fucking up your KDS or whatever it is, kill death ratio, KDR, whatever."
KDR.
I was like, dude, I'm in my 30s. I give 2 shots. I don't care. It's not like, That's why I stopped going for platinum trophies in a lot of video games because like, who am I showing these to? Who cares? I got
Hey, baby, check this out.
I got my Dark Souls 2 platinum. I don't need to platinum. I don't know this new game I'm playing, Kingdoms of Amalur. I'm like, I could probably get these last 3 trophies, and I'm like, oh no, that feels like work.
But you remind me now of another just old Xbox hate mail. My buddy Justin, he would have he liked playing Call of Duty, so we would load up a ranked game of a gun game, where you shoot somebody with a gun, you get the next gun in the level, and whoever gets through all the way through them, you win. Well, if you melee someone and stab them, they get demoted. Usually these games have a 30-minute timer, so me and him just ran around for those 30 minutes, stabbing people until nobody won. And we got several hate letters from specifically that game of people just calling us pieces of shit. Because to play those rate games, you had to put in like tokens, like the in-game currency to participate.
Oh.
And so it's always more fun when there's ranked games.
Yeah, when there's money involved.
It's like fucking like going to a blackjack table and just keep saying hit while someone's next to you keeps saying hit. They get real pissed off.
Yeah.
My uncle did that to somebody, and the dude was about to kick his ass because he was making bad calls, and that would have been his card, and he would have won. He's like, "You son of a bit, like, fucking stop!"
Right. Oh, I didn't even think about that. You're just taking their card from them, so now they can't win.
It's like going.
That's mean. I like
it's
it.
It's like going to a roulette table and putting one on black and one on red.
We'll go back to Dark Souls for a minute. Like when you're getting the same thing. So when you jump into those games to fuck those people up, like what is it? The group that like invade, or they wait for an invader to show up, and they're all wearing that spiky frog armor.
Oh,
and
they
just
armor
death
of
roll
thorns.
people to death. That's hilarious. That's worth me getting fucked over. Is because I died to that.
There's a video of that, and they just keep playing "Rolling" by Fred Durst and his shitty band.
Yeah.
The other fun one, the Wing Knights, like they're in like the fat armor. Not the Onion Knights, but they're like they look obese, and they have an axe. And when you use the axe as like weapon art, you just spin in a circle.
Yeah.
They would do the same thing with 6 of those. So you'd have 6 just heavily armored dudes spinning at you with axes until you're pushed up against the wall and you can't do nothing. God, I love those games.
Oh, my platinum build was a sorcerer who had a staff in the right hand and then the sword of aorta in the left hand because it did spin attacks if you held it in the opposite hand.
Huh.
I wish there were more weapons like that in the games where like the move set changes depending on which hand you're holding it in.
Well, I think that's one of the cool things about Elden Ring is that you can put weapon arts on different weapons now.
Oh.
So, like, how the club had that berserker thing where it increased your poise?
Mm-hmm.
Well, now you can get the thing where you spin with the club instead. And I'm excited about seeing all these builds.
Yeah. I mean, the more the better, right?
I mean, we hope so. I'm not sure how I feel about crafting. They added that to the game. Like we have to gather materials to get items.
I just hope that doesn't mean it's going to be full of fetch quest.
Yeah, I don't want that shit. I don't want to have to build shit. I just want to be able to take my souls and buy it. I don't want to have to go track down these fucking things that are super specific to this one area and looking up a guide.
Yeah. It all depends on how they do it, That Kingdom game that I'm playing, there's crafting in that, but it's pretty minimal. But if you focus on it, you can build like better armor than anything you find in the game, but not like hugely better.
Kind of like Skyrim, honestly.
Well, I mean, Skyrim, you can break the game by focusing on building.
Well, I meant playing it like you're supposed to. Like you're not.
Yeah. You
can make the Daedric armor and the Dragonbone armor and shit like that.
Mm-hmm. But as long as it's not too tedious. And that's me saying I hope they find that fun middle ground. Or there's some people who don't like crafting. That Kingdom of Amalur game, you don't have to craft to beat the game. or to play the game well or to have fun with it. But if you want to focus it on that, it opens up some extra, things to do, which is cool.
Yes. We need to play. I know Ryan has it. The Dark Souls board game. I think we
I've
definitely
been
need to
wanting
do
him
that.
to play that since we still gamed at the Green Dragon back in like 2017. He's had it for a while.
Because there's no DM to that game.
Mm-mm.
You literally set up rooms, and the monsters have cards you draw from.
Mm-hmm.
And it's such a just great idea for.
Well, that the game that Josh brought down over back in December was the Hero Quest. It plays like that, or it can, where the game can run itself. Somebody doesn't have to be the game master unless they want to be.
That shit's fun. I enjoy. I'm sure you can do that with the Dark Souls ones too.
That's what it sounds like you're describing. Yeah.
Especially if you have a DM for the Dark Souls game, he gets to hold all 4 cards or something, and then plays them whatever order he wants.
Right. Yeah. If you let the app play the Hero Quest game for you, the monsters are pretty mindless. They just move to whatever's closest and do their attack, or there's not a lot of AI involved in it. So that's why Josh wanted to play the monsters to give them a little bit more of a personality. And it was fun. It was a lot of fun, but I like that you don't have to.
Yeah. Maybe we'll do that for One Shot Revolver.
Hero Quest,
Dark Souls, or the Dark Souls.
Yeah, you have to get Ryan involved in that and set it up on a live feed with a table. Look professional.
We might be able to do it in Tabletop Simulator.
Maybe. He gave me a copy of that I played around with for Warhammer 40K stuff, but it was too much for me it was like having to learn a whole new computer programming system. It's a lot.
Well, anyway, if you like our shows, check out www.homebrewdetritus.com. We got Nerd Basement, which is the new animated show coming out. We got Spell Scraps. You're just doing a fuck ton of cartoons.
Yeah, I had a lot of free time.
It's good. We got that.
These are all cartoons that I am releasing to show you that I am learning to make cartoons. They continuously get better. At least I think they do.
That's how That's how you got to start.
Yeah.
And then Laters of the Lark is getting good. I noticed how every other episode, Terrence is calling this show terrible for some reason.
Noob show?
Yeah. At least in the episode I was at, it's like Joe Rogan but stupider. I was like, don't compare me to Joe. Yeah, don't compare me to Joe Rogan. He's a piece of shit.
Mm-hmm. I like his stand-up, but the more I listen to his podcast, the less I started listening to his podcast.
Anyway,
this was just strictly video games, huh? We didn't get into any weird stuff.
Other stuff for a little bit.
Yeah, food. We're both chunky dudes. Of course, we were going to mention food at some point.
Who works in kitchens at that? I'm excited to start my new job.
Yeah, when we start recording, you can tell me about it. I've been out of the kitchen so long that I'm getting gourmet tonight with some hot dogs.
Listen, hot dogs are good as a motherfucker. Don't even love a hot dog. It's really intimidating if you're talking to somebody. Hold a hot dog just in your hand and point it at them in a violent manner while you're speaking
while it's
to
still
them.
Juicy.
Yeah.
Oh.